Hi, good morning. How are you doing today? This is Pranav from DPS Diary. Wish you a very happy and healthy new year 2022. I hope this year becomes COVID free and we do not have to maintain social distancing anymore. Let's hope so and pray from God. Okay, so let's start our today's topic. Okay, this is one of the very important topic again for DBA, and also it is important for developer and anyone who is working on Sybase ASE from SAP. So when you start anything executing, say for example it's a stored procedure, or you want to select data from table or view, or you need to know the role which has been assigned to you, what all permissions you have. Okay, so Sybase ASC handles it very well. There is one single command which caters to all these requirements. Okay, so we'll deal with that command. We'll see the importance of that, and we'll also see what all things we can see using that command. Okay, so the command is st underscore help protect. Just make a note, there is no 2p in the help protect. It's single p, help protect. HELPROTECT. People often makes this mistake, they put two p's in that. Okay, so as I said, this basically will list what all permissions your login or your user or your role is having, provided you are in the same database. So this command is specific to database. If you change database context, the output will be different. Okay, this is very important for a DBA when they drop and recreate the stored procedure. What happens is they change the procedure, because in the Sybase we don't have like alter procedure. What we have is drop and recreate. So when you do that, all the permission gets reset. So what we should do as a DBA, you should note down the permission before performing the drop statement of procedure. Once you do that, so you will get to know that this role was having execute permission on that stored procedure. You will come to know this login was having execute permission. So you make a note of that, and once you deploy it again, then you execute those permissions to those roles, logins, and users. Now I am just trying to distinguish login and role. Login is at database instance level. User is at database level. Okay, there are difference. Now this command, you have to understand one thing, that it will also list out all the permission which is granted to public. So if you run a command sp underscore help protect and you use dbs diary, which is a login, and also a user in a specific database, user underscore db. So when you execute this command, it will list out all the permissions assigned to dbs diary, as well as all the permissions assigned to public, because public role is inherited by all the users and logins. So basically this you can use to view the permission on a table, views, stored procedure, logins, users, roles, and functions. Okay, now you have suppose an application, you want to deploy that in production, and you need to ensure that this doesn't fail in production. You have SA role in test. So before deploying that in production, you need to ensure that all the APIs or all the stored procedure or all the functions or the tables which you are selecting from, or suppose you are selecting from the view, or you are executing your function, so all of them should be listed for a DBA to perform read operation, which is select operation, or write operation. You need to specify that. How does generally access role is handled by DBA? That depends on your organization, but how do I do is I create roles. I create basically two roles. One is for read, one is for write. Okay, now these two roles are applicable to each and every database. So suppose I have got 4 databases, so I have 8 roles. Okay, one role is for read permission and other role is for write permission. So in the write permission, I will grant the permission of insert, update, and delete. Right now, as far as stored procedure is concerned, you will also consider part of write, because then you need to grant the execute permission on a specific procedure in the database. So how do I handle it? I use select name from sys objects where type is equal to u. It is for the user table. Then you have for stored procedure, then you have for view. So on these three you can put in Excel, and then you can make a dynamic command, okay, grant select on role name, okay, to table name or to view name, and you make a separate query wherein you specify the procedure, stored procedure, and then you specify grant execute on the procedure name to role name, okay. Make a note here, or I would like to specify that now there is something called alias. So in Sybase you can add as an alias. So if you have added DBS diary as an alias of DPO, then you will not be able to find what all permissions DBS diary has in a specific database, because then you are represented by DBO and not by yourself. So if you execute sp_help protect with DBS diary, what you will find is no such object, no such user exists in the database, because you are not there in the database. Who is there? It is DBO who is representing you, and DBO comes with very rich permission. So you should be very careful, because we should handle permission in a minimum possible, or you can say maximum thing which you can give in a minimum way, or other way around. So we should not give more permission what is really not required, okay. Now the other part of that is sp_help protect. What you need to also understand, login users, and what was the other part I wanted to specify? Logins, users, I think that will be good for now, but then you also need to maintain the replication role. Replication will have another session wherein we'll explain about the replication role, okay. So if any login or user is not having replication role, then he or she will not be able to perform a command called set replication off or on in their code. There are many stored procedure wherein they specify set replication off, okay, in the beginning of the code, and then once they end their code in the stored procedure, what they specify is set replication off, on, okay. So they don't want to replicate the changes which has been done within the stored procedure. So that role also you need to specify, okay. So that is importance of this, and as I said, this is very important for DBA, and it should be used on day-to-day basis, and mostly it is just want to highlight on the with the grant permission. Yes, this was the point I wanted to raise. So with the grant permission, if you do, okay, so if you have, suppose you have done like grant select on table name, okay, with grant. So when you do so, then that user can also grant permission to someone else, and that can be highlighted in the output of sp_help protect. Now in the in Sybase we also have this richness, that wherein we can specify select on column level. So you can grant select on all the column but one column which could be sensitive. Suppose it contains salary information, or it contains something which is not public and it should not be exposed to everyone, okay. So in that way you can hide that table. You can revoke the permission from that particular column. You can grant select on all the column except that column. So even that will be visible in the output of sp_help protect, okay. So this was the important thing that I wanted to highlight, okay. So that should be good for today as far as sp_help protect is concerned. We'll see other video, okay, in this regard, and then we'll also cover more for the Sybase replication server, SAP ASC replication server. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did so, please like, comment and subscribe to my channel DBS Diary, okay. Have a great day. Thank you very much.